Welcome, angels, to Think Outside the Box, where you can embrace your curiosity, brainstorm without judgment, possibly, or even be grateful for your mistakes. Angels, there's that and so many other more ways that you're able to think outside the box. I am Heather Buzzard of Buzzard's Corner of Love, bringing people back to themselves, where we uplift and inspire you to become more who you truly came here to be. Angels, welcome to the month of June already. And our theme of the month is aligned abundance, open to receive. And our topic today is clearing the space. Yet before we get started, I'd just like to say thank you for all of you who showed up on Saturday for my Forgiveness is Self-Love Healing webinar. We had an excellent time. It was a great presentation. I had a wonderful experience in that opportunity. So thank you for those of you who showed up. Angels, we've got a posting in our community. Like, subscribe to our channel, share with others, get this information out into the world. Step into the summer lighter. Go over into our community. Check out our posting that we put up over there on our channel. Grab your favorite drink, angels. Today I'm drinking peach nectarine. This is my first time having it. It says it's 0 sugar. So I'm going to see what it tastes like. Peach nectarine. Not bad. Take a sip of your favorite drink. Not bad at all. Settle into clearing space. First of all, I'm going to give you the definition of clearing space, which clearing space both physically and energetically creates room for greater clarity, focus, and peace of mind. That's why we clean out our closets, we clean out our cupboards, we clean out our drawers, so that we can make space and have more peace of mind and have it clean. Or even our consciousness or forgiveness within ourselves, which we worked on this past weekend. A clutter-free environment reduces stress, it improves your concentration, and it helps you feel more organized within your home. Because if you have a lot of disorganization in your home, then you may feel like you have a lot of chaos. Yet when unnecessary items or distractions or old habits are released, it becomes easier for you to direct your energy toward what it is that it really matters or is important in your life. And angels, we'd be surprised at how much energy we spend on unnecessary things in our life. And I was looking at my own life, knowing that I take my example of my relationship with spirit and what I've learned walking this path and share it with you. And I've looked in my life and I've come to a understanding and a realization of different places and spaces where I can bring my power back to me. And I'll give you an example: in not making comments about somebody, in not gossiping about somebody, in being quiet when I hear something that I normally or would have in the past made a comment to. Just being aware of my own behavior, and that takes your energy back. So where in your life are you able to take your energy back with whatever it may be, and how you speak or in how you behave, wherever it is, in whatever area of your life? It is something to be conscious of, because I notice that the more aware I am, the easier it is to step back. And over time, it'll become a lifestyle. I know that for sure. And from a spiritual perspective, angels, clearing out space symbolizes the letting go of what no longer serves you. It also symbolizes the release of stagnant energy that may be in your house, and letting go of old attachments, limitations, limiting beliefs, limiting ideas about yourself. It creates an openness within your surrounding and within yourself, and you become more receptive to new ideas, new ways of being, new things, new happenings, new thoughts drop into your consciousness. You'd be surprised what open space does for you. Clearing the space is also an act of trust, signaling to the universe that you have a willingness to welcome new opportunities, deeper alignment with yourself. And this is what our show is about, aligning with our abundance. In order to have deeper alignment with ourselves, we need to have that open, clean space for new to come in. It really is powerful, angels. I'm a testimony of it. Clearing space is an act of trust, signaling a welcomeness for new opportunities, a deeper alignment, and a stronger connection to your authentic self. And authenticity is something that is missing in our society today. We have a lot of people that are walking around in the world in trapped cycles, in old patterns, old behaviors, old ideas, old ways of being. And authenticity is really being true to yourself, knowing who you are, and standing in that. And I'm going to give you an example of someone that came across, and this is in the sports world. The San Antonio Spurs are going to the championship for the playoffs for the basketball season. If you're not a basketball person, I'm sure you've heard of this person. On the San Antonio Spurs, his name is Wemby. He came from France, 7'5". I listened to a documentary about him the other night. This man, at 22 years young, has the spiritual mindset of being in alignment with who he is. He knows who he is. He knows what he desires, and he knows how to get it. And he's in alignment with his higher self and moving towards that. And in just listening to his conversation and the way that he speaks and how he answers questions, he's very confident of who he is, not cocky, confident, positive. And he stands in his truth and he owns it. And that, my angels, is authenticity. And the media and the sports world and all of that is calling him an alien and someone we've never seen before, because we have very few people in our society who are authentic, truly authentic people. That's one thing that I'm striving towards, is being more and more authentic to myself. And as I move on my spiritual path, the more authentic I am. And I suggest that you do that too, because it helps you as you move forward. There's 5 steps, angels, that can help you feel good, to help you clear your space. And you can start with a clear intention. Before you even begin, ask yourself what it is you desire to clear in your space. Start with a clear intention. Don't think you have to immediately jump in and reorganize your house or your car, or your garage, or whatever. You don't have to do that. Whether it's to create peace, is it to invite more abundance? Is it to create a more harmonizing home environment? Is it to create better relationships? Is it to feel more organized? Having a purpose makes the process feel more meaningful. So when you set that clear intention, then you have that purpose and you know what you're moving toward. Second step, and we say this a lot on our show, begin small. Don't start with something that you've been meaning to do for years, because then you'll overwhelm yourself and you'll stop yourself. So begin with something small. Choose one drawer, choose one shelf, choose a third of the closet, choose a sock drawer or something of that nature. And just so that you can feel a sense of accomplishment, knowing that you're working toward that goal, toward that intention that you set at the very beginning, being clear about what it is you desire. Third thing, angels, when you're releasing things, release them with gratitude. Say, give thanks for having had use of them. And if you're able to pass them on to someone else, or some organization that will take it, do that. Give thanks for what it is that you've used, because I tell you, gratitude is a very powerful energy, and it will bring to you what it is that you desire. And it can make the process feel lighter and help you, excuse me, angels. And it helps you shift your focus from loss to appreciation. So you don't feel like you're losing anything. You're giving thanks for the use of it, and you're passing it forward. The fourth step, angels, is focus on how you choose to feel. We are here in life to feel good. The more that I understand that, the more that I'm allowing myself to implement that in my life. Yet we are here for the pure experience of feeling joy in creating. That's why we're here. So rather than concentrating on what we're not getting, we can envision being calm, clear, focused, and free in creating. When we use our imagination, we can be, do, and have whatever it is we choose. So go back to that childlike mentality of using our imagination and focus on how you choose to feel and create that feelingness within your imagination. And the more you do that, you will begin to feel that I've done it myself, so I know that it works. And the fifth thing, angels, is celebrate the new space you're creating. Take a moment to enjoy your refreshed environment, your home, the drawer. Pat yourself on the back. It doesn't matter if it's one drawer, one sock, it does not matter. Give yourself that sense of accomplishment and acknowledgement, because to wait for somebody or something outside yourself to acknowledge it, you'll be waiting. And it gives you a sense of like I said, accomplishment. And also, angels, you can light candles, meditate, journal, simply sit in the open space, or just allow yourself to absorb that energy of emptiness, because that's truly what it is. When you empty out a space, you really want to absorb that emptiness so that newness can come into your life, and it does work. And every item, every thought, every habit or belief that you release, angels, creates room for something new to enter. And clearing space isn't just about letting go, it's about making room to receive. So when you clear that space out, you're saying to the universe, I am ready to receive what the universe has to give me. And sometimes that can be scary because our ego can talk us into, oh, you don't really need to do that. And, just keep it where, you don't feel like doing that today. It can talk you out of it. And it's, you'd be surprised what clarity in clear space does for yourself. Try it, angels. Jesus didn't specifically teach about decluttering physical spaces in the modern sense that I am speaking about today. Yet his teachings did emphasize creating room for God by removing distractions out of your life. And we have a lot of distractions in the world with social media and all the different videos and betting games and fantasy games and all the different stuff that we have online. So Jesus spoke about releasing distractions, attachments, and anything that hinders your spiritual growth. Because I tell you, our spirituality truly is, angels, who we are. And if you look at your life, where in your life do you see spirituality working in your life, whether it be in your finances, your health, your relationships, your career? Where do you see it? Matthew chapter 6, verse 21 says, for where your treasure is, there your heart will also be. So where do you place your treasure? I tell you, I place my treasure in freedom. And that is openness and transparency and clarity and cleansing and all of that. Yet where your heart is where your treasure is. So just think on that. I tell you, this is always to help you clear out your space, clear out your space. We talk about spring cleaning out our refrigerators. So after things have been in there for a long time, cleaning out our drawers and all of that. Yet we also need to clear out our consciousness, let go of old thoughts, old beliefs, old ideas, old ways of thinking, old habits, old ways that aren't working for us anymore, and allow ourselves to be in that uncomfortable space so that we can create something new. And I tell you, angels, I know what I speak of because right now in my life, the space that I'm in isn't comfortable because the old door is closed, which is one of the reasons why my book, Breaking Shame, Reclaiming My Identity, cleared out all of that oldness, old thoughts, old ways of being, old thoughts, old pictures in my consciousness. So that door is, and it's available on Amazon.com. That door is closed. Yet my new door is beginning to open, yet it truly hasn't fully opened yet. So I'm in this space of the in between. I don't, excuse me, I'm not, I'm unsure of what is on the other side of that door. I know it's good. That I do know. Yet being in that space of knowing that the old is done and I haven't stepped into the new yet, that is not always comfortable for me. And I can get restlessness and I can get angst, and I remind myself to do what I'm saying to you. Get outside, walk, exercise, meditate, listen to positive music, crossword puzzles, talk to people, do things to get myself out of that and keep moving forward. And what actually that verse says, where our treasure is, so too is our heart, it reminds us to examine our life and our attention. Where do we place our attention? Are we placing it on social media? If that's so, that's where your heart is. You're placing it in career, money, work, 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 work. That's where your heart is. Is there balance in your life? Are you placing it all in your family? I mean, I've had to ask myself those same questions. And I tell you, angels, our minds can become crowded with things that don't support our values, and it can be harder to focus on what matters. So that's why decluttering your mind is so important. When we clear a space, we create an opportunity to be more present with ourselves and with each other. How many people in your life do you know are clearly present? You can sit and talk to somebody, they will have their head buried in the phone and not hear a word you say. They aren't present with you. And that is how our society is moving. We are moving to that. Yet being present is giving someone your full attention and allowing them to actually hear what it is you're saying and listening to what they're saying. And it's when we're more present and grateful, angels, that we can be more attentive to our spirituality, to our higher self, God, Jesus, the Christ, whatever you choose to call it, to that higher energy. And being more attentive to that higher energy doesn't do anything except bring good into your life, balance, peace, harmony, abundance, prosperity, good health, opportunities, all of that. Yet, why aren't we choosing that? Because in order to experience it, we need to let go of the comfort zone. That's why this show is Think Outside the Box. Get outside your comfort zone. When I was in Texas Angels, I was way outside my comfort zone. And I grew. I had a major growth spurt in Texas. And that was the only way that that growth would have come, was for me to be outside my comfort zone. Did I like it? Oh, no. I didn't kick and scream. I did kind of fight, yet I didn't kick and scream. And I got through out on the other side. So I tell you, it is powerful. If we only really realized what we have waiting for us just by being in alignment with our higher self, with the God in ourself, life would come to us. All the striving and fighting and all that we have in the world today would disappear overnight. I'm going to share a very short story. A woman spent years filling her home with things that she thought that she needed. One day, feeling weighed down and disconnected from herself, she began clearing a single shelf. As she released old belongings, she noticed something unexpected. Her mind felt a little bit lighter. With each item that she let go of, She imagined releasing old fears, limiting beliefs, and past disappointments, and soon the empty spaces no longer felt like empty, they felt full of possibilities. In the quiet that followed, she sensed a deeper connection to herself and to the flow of life around her. By clearing space on the outside, she had created space within to receive clarity, peace, and new opportunities. Angels, that is true. I am a living example of it. When you are willing to let go of the old, step outside your comfort zone, be willing to be uncomfortable, yet know that on the other side of that uncomfortableness is good, and trust that, trust yourself, trust the unseen energies of life, you can't help except be happy. Yet the question you have to ask yourself is, do you really desire to be happy? We say we do. We say we do. Yet, do we really desire that? Because if you do, then you do the work. Works if you work it, and it will work for you. Angels, I choose to be happy. And it is a daily process. And just the other day, I said, oh my goodness, when am I ever going to get there? I even have to remind myself that this is a daily process. So everybody is a work in progress, angels. So the choice is totally, totally up to you. What do you choose? Ask yourself that. Clearing space for you to receive angels is the only way new can come into your life. I wish you the best on this journey. Angels, next week is Meditation Tuesday. You can join us and experience the sacred pause. It's when you pause and allow yourself to be quiet that the unseen energies go to work and do a lot of the heavy lifting that we don't have to. So join us next week for Meditation Tuesday as we continue our theme of the month, aligning with our abundance. And we will do that in the sacred pause next week. Angels, in the meantime, like, subscribe to this channel, go to Amazon.com, pick up my book, Breaking Shame, Reclaiming My Identity. I tell you, it will inspire, uplift, and encourage you to move forward in your life. I have had such positive feedback on this book. And I tell you, angels, this was last year. And now I'm teaching webinars and speaking and things of that nature. I never would have thought that would, no, I take that back. I did think that I would be that. I just am now recognizing that I have stepped into that. And I am grateful and appreciative of it because it's only just going to expand as God is expansion. So, angels, I tell you, like, subscribe to this channel, check out our posting in our community, share this with others. Join us next week for Meditation Tuesday. Pick up my book, Breaking Shame, Reclaiming My Identity at Amazon.com. I've got my ebook, 8 Easy Steps to Improve Your Life Now and 5 Pillars for Life or Death. What are you choosing? They are available at lulu.com. You can pick them up as well. And angels, I've got a new website coming out this month that we're going to share with you, as well as some other surprises throughout the month. So stay tuned. Until next week, angels, I am Heather Buzzard of Buzzard's Corner of Love, bringing people back to themselves.